Looking again at why there are not more women in science today, many of the leading researchers and Gallup polls and whatnot indicate that the male mind is much more geared towards analytical thinking and scientific fields than that of the female mind. What I found interesting is a study that I found also to be a bit problematic, where a group of students were taken and given a test on many different scientific questions, and before the test was taken they just indicated that they'd be taking a scientific test, and the women actually performed just as well as the men did when taking this test. However, they did a second study and did a second test where the students were told, the females were told beforehand that the men did much better, performed much better in scientific fields than women did. And they also indicated the same thing to the men. And after examining the results of the test, the men scored like 75% better than the women did on this test, just by indicating that the men typically do better in scientific fields. According to Helen Shen in her Inequality Quantified article, she indicates that women have made, obviously great gains in closing the scientific gender gap. But many of the female scientists around the world continue to face an array of scientific challenges. According to the U.S. National Science Foundation, women earn about half the doctorates in sciences and engineering in the United States, but only comprise for roughly 20% of full science professors and 5% of engineering professors. On average, they earn 82% of what male scientists make in the United States, and significantly less in Europe. One of the most persistent problems is the amount of women who drop out of scientific careers in the very early stages. In 2006, there was a survey of chemistry doctoral students by the Royal Society of Chemistry in London, and they found that more than 70% of first-year female students indicated how they planned a career in research, but by the end of their third year in college, only 37% had still continued to have that goal, compared to 60% of males. Additionally, I've uploaded several videos on many of the key issues the women in science face today, regarding why there aren't more women in science, why there are so few women in STEM fields, and some of the accomplishments made by the women of science today, which was extraordinary. It was really impressive. I recommend checking out some of these, as they are all very different and demonstrate the complexity of the issue, and furthermore, some are truly, truly inspirational.